When you think of legacy, you think of victories, right? You think of past promotions, the trophies, the smiling photos that you post so the world and everybody around you believes you've made it, whatever that means to you. But I'm telling you, that isn't legacy. That's some form of advertising. I mean, legacy, real legacy, is written in the quiet. In those moments that you and I both know you never post. The nights that you were broken, but you rose again anyway. The failures that we all face that rewired your strength. The disappointments that split you wide open so that something deeper could grow there. Your people won't remember your highlight reel, I'm telling you. What they will remember instead is the storm. How you carried yourself when quitting looked easier. How you stood when the crowd had already walked away. How you kept going when nobody, and I mean nobody, was literally watching you. I mean, that's the film that they're going to replay. Not some edited version that makes your life look perfect. I'm talking about the raw one. And that raw one is truth. It's the true one. It's the one that includes the valleys as much as the peaks. And we know what that feels like. Because legacy is not a single victory, a single win, a single achievement. It's not. Instead, it's the scars, it's the bruises, it's the breathless climbs, all stitched together with the wins you fought to earn in between. And if you are in a chapter right now that you would never ever post, and we all find ourselves in those chapters, if you are in the kind of season you pray that nobody else ever sees, don't dismiss it. You can't. Because those seasons, those moments, those chapters, they count. In fact, it may be the most important chapter of all. That's how you have to look at it. I mean, one day the people you love most will tell your story. They won't talk about any of your achievements, your titles, your roles, your trophies, none of that. They won't list any of those things. And they most certainly aren't going to repeat your highlight reel. Instead, they will say, I watched how he stood in the losses. I watched how she kept going when it felt absolutely impossible. I watched how they carried the weight when the world turned its back on them. That is what shapes them. I'm telling you, it's not your polish, this polish you bring to the table. It is your individual presence. It's not your image of this perfect life, perfect moment, perfect job. It's your endurance. It's not your victories, the ones that you would share publicly. It's your resilience So stop editing your life into some perfect highlight reel. They don't exist. Instead, stop trying to cut the lows out of the story, your story. The highs, the lows, the wins, the losses. That is the journey. That is your story. Stop believing that perfection is what inspires people. It doesn't. It isn't. They need you. They need your fire. They need your scars. They need your evidence that a human can be knocked down again and again and again and yet still rise. Because legacy is not built in the spotlight. It is built in the shadows. It is built in the valleys. It is built in the ashes where you decided to get up and rise again. And when the reel of your life, of your life, finally plays, what will matter the most is not the chapters that you polished up to look perfect. It will be the chapters that you survived. Those are the ones that matter. So live them in the moment, in the season, in the cycle. Live them, all of them. Because legacy isn't built by this perfect image that you try to protect. It is built instead by the life that you endure. That is your legacy. The courage you choose. And the scars that you literally leave behind as proof of one thing. As proof you